they just came from getting a diagnosis about something, or they learned about a family member that's not doing well, whatever it is, and it kind of helps you put it all in perspective. So what do you think, Brandi? Is there anything that kind of helps you or you'd like to see that might help? I think one of the things is like when somebody says I have a disability, listen to them. That might be a good one, right?
Yeah, that I think definitely that, that would be very, very helpful. You know, for me, um, I try, sometimes, you just have to get through the day. But when you have people that recognize, because like sometimes, and I find that it's more with people that they recognize even before you just, I've disclosed anything, they'll recognize that, even though, you know, almost all of mine are invisible, they'll recognize that there's something different, and they'll, they'll show kindness and recognize that I may need a little bit more time, or they'll ask, would it be helpful if I explained it in a different way? And it makes a big difference. And just on the ones that are extremely unkind, if I have to fill out paperwork or something, I just fill out the paperwork and just just try to get through the moment, and just wait it out. um you know I I know what it's like when people are unkind, and I don't want to be unkind to anyone. But at the same time, you can't be a doormat too. So so sometimes I'll just be like, okay, well, here's the paperwork, or here it is, and I'll just try to remove myself. But it's when people recognize that you may need something, and they do it in a kind way, is really nice.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, and thank you both for taking some time out and sharing your experiences and in some of your coping mechanisms and what you would like to see, all of that. We appreciate that. And I tell you, Addie, I'm sure will agree, no lack of confidence, I don't think, coming on and doing something like this for the first time. And, you held your own very well.
And you both did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So take a bow. Give yourself a cool point. Put it on your win board.
Also, I want to tell the audience that we'll be talking to you guys again soon, because you guys have been working on a project for Work Power, which is on our resource page. They have a lot of great resources, but there's something new coming, and I'm not going to say too much more than that, because I haven't asked if I can do that yet. But we'll hear from you guys again when you're talking more about that. Yeah. So I'll kind of give you the final word. If you guys each want to just kind of maybe a final thought. Brandi?
Sure. Just, I think it's important, just, you don't have to treat anyone differently. Just, just be kind and, patient with, all that you encounter. And if if the timing is right and you can learn about somebody's disability, that's a nice thing too. And you may make a friend or an ally for the community, and that's that's a really nice thing.
Oh, I like that. I like that. How about you, Neshama?
Well, I'd really just want to second Brandy's statement and just say to go through life with as much empathy and understanding as you can on a day-to-day basis, and just be willing to accept people regardless of their differences. And like Brandi said, when you have the chance, try and learn about someone and try to understand, and maybe learn something about yourself in the process too.
Brilliant.
Perfect. Yes.
Yay.
Well, thank you guys once again for coming on Walk and Roll Live. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Each week on Walk and Roll Live, we share honest and open stories of people living with a disability.
In terms of my goals, I'm really enjoying life right now. I'm looking for a way to retire at 44 and just pursue this wheelchair athletics career of mine. So if you have any ideas, I'd really appreciate it.
Join us weekly for another powerful episode. Walk and Roll Live, wherever you get your podcasts. Life Limitless. Subscribe now.
From the Ugyar Professional Training Studios, you're listening to Walk and Roll Live, Disability Stories.
And we are back. Brandi has been on with us before. That was the first time with Neshama. Nice to have them here to talk about the subject we've been talking about all during August, those invisible disabilities. Now, I know you loved it. What did you love about it?
I love this story because, well, I love this whole month that you have like commingled this theme that we can talk about all these different things, right? Because there are so many hidden disabilities and so many like assumptions about different disabilities, like autism, like sensory differences, like these different things that we're learning about with these young ladies. Because to have Neshama be salutarian and have a difference, like, right? Like there's so many. When my sister and I talked with you, she was talking about how she feels like she has to prove that I'm smart. Mm-hmm. So it shows you like that is such a theme. I always like to say that like disabilities are like salad because we're all so different. Each time we interview somebody new, you know that I've kind of hung back in the community. I mean, I had to be me and I had to be in this body, but I've learned so much over a year and a half of just interviewing different people. And as much as listeners' minds get blown, so does mine. And I love getting kind of put in my place about what I know about X, Y, or Z, right? I'm
right there with you. Yeah, I thought I had it all figured out, before I started doing this. And I mean, not all, but I figure I thought there was a whole lot more I could bring to it maybe than I could get out of it. And it's blowing me out of the water. I feel humbled, by really how much I'm getting out of it. And just the insight that I'm gaining, all of those things. And this month,
it's our privilege to sit at these.
Yeah, and if we don't get anything out of this, to come of this other than just that this goes on, and maybe people can be a little bit more open-minded and be a little bit more aware, and because I never want what we do here to sound like we're complaining, because all of these people we've talked to, trust me, if you were to be around them in their day-to-day life, all of these things we talk about probably would never come up, because these people are strong people, they're independent people, and all of that. This is just a venue where we can have that conversation so people can understand what our day-to-day lives can be sometimes. And we would that's all we ask for. Just a little extra grace, just a little insight, just, maybe take a moment and think before you say something that, I don't think we're all that sensitive. We've taken some of these things our whole lives in some instances, and they're not going to break us, but, it would be just nice to get a little more insight from some people.
And as we've seen, like you just said, we don't all sit around and fixate on how we're different. Like that is not how we live. No guest that I've met. It's like, this is my identity.